Okay, again, for those of you who don't know, I'm Ryan. I own and operate Tropical Treks, and today's video is I guess, a shout out and a thank you to the Florida Trail Association, and most importantly, its volunteers and its hikers. So we'll get into it today, but before we do, I'm just asking you, if you don't mind, to subscribe to my channel. It does a lot to help me out and continue this content. Also, while we're on the topic, just give it a quick like and follow along for next week. So let's get into it. So the Florida Trail Association is a cool thing. So as you know, multiple different large trail associations, the AT, the PCT, have a support system behind them. And it's no different than the Florida Trail down here. However, this video isn't geared towards the association itself. This video is for the volunteers and the hikers, which allow this association to continue and support it to allow people like me and you such an awesome experience on the trail. So as we go, I'm going to put a couple things up on the screen to talk about it, but at first I just wanted to say off the top of my head, I've hiked hundreds of miles along this trail system throughout Florida. I would say thousands of miles throughout my career, or my job, or just as something, just something to do. So it is one of the best maintained trail systems, and that is only in part to those who are out there doing it. Whether you're cutting down branches, whether you're marking the trees with a specific color orange, organizing the people to do it, from the Palm Beach area through the Kissimmee, Orlando area, all the way up to the Panhandle. I just thank you guys. It is very well marked. It's been an awesome experience. You see a lot of the videos of people on YouTube hiking the trail or documenting it, but this is more of a shout out because none of those videos are possible, or none of that experience from people like myself, from thru-hikers, without you. So, I'm on it often, from the bottom of the state to the middle to the top. And, there's a lot of trail systems throughout Florida that aren't maintained, state, local, county, that, they can do a better job. And I have videos on that. And the FTA, but specifically its volunteers, are doing a phenomenal job. You walk on the trail and you see that orange blaze, and you know right where you're at. So, I'm gonna pop up a couple things on the screen, but these people are phenomenal. They have the Trail Association manual is in excess of 97 pages long. 97 pages. And I'll scroll through this on my screen so you can see some of the things that they have to go through and think about when they're actively maintaining the trail out there, and what they have to think about. Am I a fan of the red tape? A lot of it, no. Like I said, at the core of what we are, what we do, we hike. We get out there, we hike, we camp. But I get it. There has to be some sort of backing for it to stay organized and for the well-oiled machine to continue on. So I get it. But just to be very clear, not just the Florida Trail, but any trail system throughout the United States, is built by volunteers and held together by, sweat equity. So I thank them, that allows me to go out there and use it. The chapter coordinators, the trail masters, the crew leaders, the people who are walking on the trail daily to keep the trails, down. The guy who mows the grass, I thank you, and it's an invaluable asset. And my honest opinion, I know it's a volunteer position, but I believe there should be more done for volunteers, more than than what they do. There needs to be some sort of formal recognition or some sort of monetary reward, and I thank them. So maybe if the Florida Trail Association or somebody out there's listening, maybe we can do better. So I'm not sure what that looks like. If you do know what that looks like, comment below. And I'm talking more than just, a subscription to the Florida Trail Association or membership. Yes, that does help, but it's kind of like sending your money to a big conglomerate. I'm sure it trickles down, but listen, I know these are volunteers, but we can do better to help them, because without them, none of this is possible. As far as the red tape, 97 pages of things. If somebody is willing to help out, and this is just my opinion, if somebody is willing to help out, from a sign to a paint to weed whacking to just volunteering in general, the association needs to allow it, and the chapters need to be more open to it. I know myself, there's things I can and cannot do, but, things have to be more open to advance, not just the chapters, but the trails. So I think we need to have a more open mind when it comes to some of this thing. So we got to remember, and when I say we, I mean the FTA, the chapters, and myself, that the core of what we're doing are standards that actually help hikers. So I'm going to be out there making videos and talking to actual Florida Trail hikers on, their experience and what can be better, what's amazing out there. Because, when I step on that trail on a weekly basis, I'm thoroughly impressed, and I want it to continue. So that's why I'm making this video, is to just bring awareness and continue on with, how it is, and hopefully that continues on. So if there's something missing, I think we need, and when I say we, again, I think from myself, a hiker, to the FTA, to the general public, we need to remember that there's no, let me rephrase this, I guess. When I watch videos online, I feel like the Appalachian Trail and the Pacific Crest Trail, their infrastructure is significantly stronger. So I think we need to dedicate more hiker services or community building for the Florida Trail Association. And, I'd love to start something of that nature. So if you think there is, comment below and let me know whether there needs to be more dedicated trail angel spots, or just a bigger, infrastructure with hiker guides or data or recognition for volunteers or hikers or something of that nature. I've always thought about starting something like that. So just getting out there more, because I know in my area where I'm at, you're kind of on your own. There's a section where you just kind of hike, and there's 60 to 80 miles of no help, and you just kind of got to figure it out. Now that's what we do. I've never had a problem with it, but then you look on the Appalachian Trail and the Pacific Crest Trail, and I feel like it's every 15 to 20 miles there's something. There's a trail town, there's a trail angel, there's something to support the hikers, and that is what the core of this trail system is. That's why the economy booms in these trail towns, and so we have to remember that. And I'm willing to help out, and I want to know your opinion on it as well. If there was some sort of Florida Trail hiker concierge or a system to set up where you would have more there just to help you, would you be interested in it? Just to give you an example, if you were to hike from Miami to Orlando and there was a bigger system of trail angels or something, an outfitter that would fill those gaps, is that something you're interested in? Here at Tropical Treks, we're definitely thinking about doing that, so I'd like to hear your opinions on that. I guess I'm soliciting opinions not only from hikers, but anybody listening. What's your thoughts? What stops you from getting out on the Florida Trail? So that is something that I'm definitely interested in doing. But moving on, I guess I'm just trying to say, thank you again. I'll wrap this up, but thank you for current, past, and previous FTA volunteers, people who are out on the trail. If you are ever out there, you see me, feel free to say hi. I love to conversate, and if anybody has any opinions on anything Florida Trail related, orange blazes, just hiking in general, please subscribe, comment, like my video. I'd love to go talk in the comments or have a further conversation about it. But this is something I'm passionate about. But what I do, what I enjoy, can't be done on a daily basis unless it is for volunteers and hikers. So we have to remember that the trail is built by people. It's maintained by shovels and boots, and we got to keep it together. So I will keep this rant to a minimum, and we're ending here. Again, thank you. Let me know your opinions, and we'll see you on the next one.